All right, hey coaches, this is Jason Honstop back here with the Pro Style Spread Offense podcast, and happy to be back today. We're going to be breaking down some Washington State air raid. So I've got pulled up on my computer right now their first game against Wyoming. It's the beginning of the first quarter, 15 minutes ago. They've got the ball, and I just thought I'd walk through this. Mostly, honestly, I have not taken a look at this yet, but my plan is I want to break down a Washington State game completely on paper, draw it all up and everything, like I've done for Gus Malzahn, and I've done for Frost when he was at UCF. And I think I haven't done it. I did it for Oklahoma. That was the closest I did to an air raid team, which they are an air raid team, but they're more of a traditional zone run / air raid pass team. So I want to do a Leach game where you really get a lot of good, true air raid stuff. So anyway, pulled up this game, and if you want to watch along this breakdown, I'll explain it as best as I can for the podcast listeners and those of you that listen. But if you do have time and you want to actually see what I'm talking about, I will do my very best to get this up on my YouTube channel, which is Pro Style Spread Offense. Just search for that on YouTube, and I've got a bunch of videos up there. So anyway, here we go here. First play of the game for Washington State. And who knows what Leach is calling in there, how many plays, what the quarterback's checking to, but I'm going to just tell you what play they actually do call and run, and kind of give you some the best wisdom I can behind what he's doing, what just makes sense to me. So looks like Wyoming comes out lined up against this 2x2 spread formation. So they're in their basic 2x2 spread, two receivers out wide to the right and to the left, spread nice and even. The ball's in the middle of the field. The widest receivers are almost to the numbers. One's in the middle of the numbers on the right, and on the left side he's just inside the numbers. And both of the slots are a yard to 2 yards outside the hash. So looks like they're adjusting ever so slightly along with the formation, because the ball, even though it's the middle of the field, it's slightly to the right. The defense Wyoming is giving them is a 4-3 defense. Two safeties are high. You can see them right here. And it looks to be a straight up cover 2 right now with those safeties up high and the corners rolled up. So that would be cloud. And then the corners bail. The corners drop and bail, but the safeties don't come up. So actually, I'll take a look at this here. Yeah, the safeties are. So they're disguising their cover 4 to make it look a little bit more like a cover 2. Their linebackers right here, the 3 under linebackers, Mike linebackers in the middle, and the Sam and the Will are all the way out lined up over the number 2 receivers. And in a 4-3 defense, that's unusual. That does not happen in a traditional 4-3. Most 4-3 defenses will, at the widest they will move those guys is split the difference between the number 2 receiver. So they really are respecting the pass game right now. And because of this, if you look at the box, this is a 5-man box because those linebackers are widened out so wide. So what does Washington State do? They do the smart thing. They got 5 guys blocking 5 guys. They hand the ball off to the running back, and they run it inside for a nice gain of about 8 yards. Now the run, it's a basic. All this play call is a man blocking scheme. Okay, there's no zone to this at all. These guys are just running it, handing it off, and letting the back find one of those 2 bubbles to run it into. And so because there's only 4 down linemen, the center and the left guard are going to double to the Mike linebacker because of the shade nose technique. He's shaded to the left guard. All right. left tackle. Everybody else is just stepping inside their man, getting inside leverage, and one of those two holes is going to open up, because whenever you get that 5-man box, you want to run the ball. That's the best possible situation, and you can see they take advantage. So let's take a look at the next play here. Good gain there. Okay, so now ball's on the left hash now, and it's interesting to take a note at their alignments. So again, they space themselves out pretty evenly, but they're gonna be a little bit tighter to the left side of the field. So the two receivers are a little bit tighter. It's still 2-by-2 formation, and to the wide side of the field, again, they're a little bit tighter. So the wide out to the left side is at the bottom of the numbers, and the wide out to the right side is 3 yards inside the numbers. And again, they're still in that 2-by-2 formation. The defense is still a 5-man box, but you see last second safety rolls down in, and they're in a cover 3. Both corners bail off, or it could be cover 1, which would be man cover free. All right, so what does offense do? Good check again. You know, they see initially 5-man box, they're going to run the ball. All right, same thing, man protection right here, or man blocking scheme. Actually, it looks to me this left tackle, he is pass setting here. Kind of a soft pass set though. He's not really getting back there. Okay, so he's trying to get that guy drawn upfield and allow the ball to get run underneath him if he shows him a pass set. And it works. The guy runs right by him. All right, left guard looks like he's going to pull around, but really he's doubling to the Mike linebacker. And since that guy doesn't slant opposite, and he's really spying that linebacker up there, and he kind of ends up being in no man's land right there. So I guess he's just doing a pass set again to try and draw that shade nose upfield. Ball's handed off, and there you go, off to the races. Another huge run. So they have run the ball 2 times, first 2 plays, and they've gouged the defense, who's been sitting in a 5-man box all day long. You cannot play a 5-man box against any team against a run and really be very effective. You got to get that 6th man down in there, and you got to stop the run. All right. Next play. So we got 1st and 10. Same formation, left hash, 2-by-2. The running back is offset to the left. And again, the safety to the short side of the field rolls down. And the defense again drops into a cover 3. And now they've got that extra safety in the box. Now they have 6 in the box. And they hand it off, and the 6th player makes a tackle because he's unblocked. And they only get a gain of like a couple yards. All right, so they finally stopped it. They ran 3 straight plays in a row. No need to change because they got 5-man box. All right, still next play, 6-man, 5-man box again. All right, so Leach at this point is probably like, screw it, I'm going to throw it anyway. Would love to throw the ball. I don't care. And so what does he do here? He motions the inside slot to the wide side of the field to get trips, and he's going to get them unbalanced and get his numbers advantage with the motion. And now he's got his numbers advantage with the motion. And what do they run? They run this right here. This I would call like a Y stick. Okay, because you can see the Y is working a hitch route and sitting down, and the motion man runs out to the flat. And so basically number 1 at the top is on a go, number 2 is on a hitch route, which is a stick, and number 3, who comes across a motion, is going to the out. All right, so now his read is the number 3, actually scratch that, air raid progression. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 is his progression. And he's sitting open right now. Get him the ball, and they do a big time gain right there of about 7 or 8 yards. Okay, so couldn't get what they wanted in the pass look, so now they're going to motion to the wide field, and they're going to go with it there. Let's see what the line's doing. Yep, pass set. This is interestingly, they have the vertical pass set as a hallmark of the air raid, where literally a true vertical set. They're backpedaling 1, 2, 3, 4. While they are still doing that, it is very short, quick steps. If you look at this tackle, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like boom, 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 boom. Really short steps. He might be going about 4 to 6 inches on each of those chop steps. So they are all dropping in unison, but it's very minimal depth. And I think, especially when you're throwing those quick throws, and if you're going to be a vertical set team as an air raid coach, you can't. That's the biggest complaint I've heard, is that the quarterback feels his line is in his face and he can't get the ball out. All right. Easy pass and catch. We're off to the next play. All right, we got 1st and 10. Trips to the wide side of the field. Ball's close to the right hash. Trips to the left. And we have, what do they run here? We have a bubble screen look. So come up to the line of scrimmage, and this is what you see. This is what I would do. All right, 100%. You got 3 on 2. Okay, so, and what I mean by that is you have 3 receivers out to the left and 2 defenders that are within 7 or 8 yards. All right, the safety, who is literally, let's count it off here, 5, 10, 15, 16 yards off, is a non-factor. All right. And even though he is flying up on this, once the ball is completed, it's too late. He's a non-factor. You should have these 2 guys blocked and get a great gain. And boom, guess what do? They catch it and they run it down to the 5-yard line. So this is a team that does not respect, they're not respecting the trips coverage out here. And this is a give me throwing the bubble to that number 3 right here. And I like the way they block this out here. This is interesting because on bubble screens, you want to get the ball outside. You got to run it outside. All your yards are going to be picked up outside. You never want your guy to go inside. So a number 1 receiver, he's actually cracking down on the linebacker who's lined up over the number 2. All right, they got a 6-man box in here, so they're going to throw it out wide to the trip side. 2 linebackers inside, 4 down linemen. All right, so they're throwing it to number 3. He runs a bubble. I'm not a huge fan of this bubble technique here because he's taking backpedaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just seems awkward to me that he's only gotten about 1 yard depth and 1 yard width after catching a bubble. I think that if he had literally just run lateral, he could have already caught it here and then would have had and would have been a yard or 2 ahead of where he was. But that's how they coach it up. I would have backed him off the line a little bit more too, and maybe they don't like that, which would make the pass or the catch a little bit easier. Who am I to be critiquing Coach Leach? Seriously, but this is just my experience of how I like to run it. So the number 1 receiver out wide, he cracks down on the linebacker, and it's a stalk block crack, and he blows his block. I mean, seriously, look at this. This guy, he's got one job: make his guy run underneath his block. And what does he do? He has a bad angle. All right. He should be up here another yard. He should be on this guy's shoulder pad here, up here higher another yard, and force this guy to either get completely blocked by him or run underneath him. Okay? Because if he tries to run underneath that block, he realizes he's screwed right now. He's like, I can't get him and go under. Well, if he was in position, boom, he's blocked. All right? In spite of that, so he fights over the block. He's lucky he didn't get a holding call on this, the wide receiver there, because he reaches out and grabs him, and then he holds his hand up like he didn't hold him, which makes it even more obvious. All right. And then the number 2 receiver, who wrapped around outside, kind of like a wheel route or like a switch route outside to block the corner, he should be working to get on his outside shoulder. Now, that's a tougher block to get there. He might not be able to. So I'm kind of cool, actually, with that technique of being inside out right here, inside out on the corner. He's just got to be good enough to make it happen. And if this block is sealed down, you're in good shape. Okay, safety looks ridiculous, but he's coming from 16 yards depth. All right, he's got to come down and fill that much better right there. All right, ball should go inside because he's got a good kick out block right here. The number 2 kicks out the corner, and instead they all just look ridiculous because of the speed. And again, I'll make this point right now. This guy is your best guy. You put him as the 3 in here, so you throw the bubble to him and you get 3-on-1, and it's open field. So this stuff happens. They might think they got you, but your best guy has the ball and he's running an open field, and he makes everybody look stupid. All right, nice play. Wasn't executed perfectly. There's the hold right there. Let's see if they call it. Even a face mask. Move on here. Nope, they missed it. Oh, they lucked out there. All right. So ball is on the 6-yard line. This will be my last play I break down because we've got a lot out of this so far. But this is fun stuff, and this makes me want to really draw this course up and make it good for you guys so you can really get every play. Okay, so we've got the 2x2 formation. Nope, sorry, we got trips to the wide side. Ball's on the left hash, trips to the right. The number 2 receiver comes in motion. Now he's on the hash. So anytime you run trips, number 2 should be on the hash. Comes in motion behind the running back who is on the play side. All right, so running back's to the right, but number 2 is in motion back to the left. So running back flares out to the right. So you still got three to the right and 2 to the left. And this all fits in. Leach is running his favorite play here in the entire world, the mesh route. And I like this twist here because they're going to run mesh, but they're going to put a guy in motion across the formation. Okay, so mesh is right here. You got your crossers, and on the right side he sets the depth, and on the left he comes under, and they're in a zone. Here's how you know they're in a zone. Nobody's following you. All right, he sits there, drops, so nobody's following, so they got to look to settle in windows. Settle in a window right there on the left side. So the receiver coming from the left, the single receiver, got to tighten his split down, settles on the left right there. Receiver coming from the right, finds a window there. All right. If quarterback's progression here, he's looking actually to the outside, and this is a mesh post. Okay. So the number 1 receiver outside is running a post inside, and then they're going to run a flare route by that back outside there. So there it looks like they're in a cover 2. They're sitting in their zones. Quarterback doesn't see anything good here, so he scrambles and throws it away. Holding on the offense. Oh, nice. Here's what I like here. We can see a good behind the offense. All right, offensive line has minimum 3-foot splits. And let's see this quarterback's progression. See if I can follow his helmet. He's looking right. So before the mesh happens, he's looking to that post. Doesn't like it. And then he's coming back. What he did is he missed this guy right here. So he missed his mesh. He had him, and then he knew it was too late. By the time he looked, backer reacted, can't get it out. So if he'd kind of gone through his progression there a little bit quicker and hit and sunk and found those 2 mesh guys, it would have been better off. All right, next play. I know I said the last one was the last, but I'm going to another one because I want to see what happens with this drive. Trips to the right, 5-man box. All right, we're gonna hand off right here, giving the ball in the 5-man box, and this is right. This is why you run RPOs. Okay, all right. This linebacker right here to the trips side. Now they have a man playing halfway between number 3 and 2 outside. So you pretty much have a 3-on-3. You don't have your bubble here. Pre-snap read, you should probably just hand the ball off. Post-snap, if you run RPOs, if he reads it, he sees them flying out, you definitely should hand the ball. That's the confirmation that you don't throw this. Now, this guy flew in here, then you should have thrown that. So that's why RPOs are awesome, because you get that read after the snap, not just before. All right, that was another man run. Nice little gain. We got 2nd and goal on the 15 after that holding penalty that killed him. Drop back pass. All right, what do we got here? Is this a shallow cross? No, this looks like all verts, and the quarterback scrambles and pitches it out to the back. They rush 4, so the back is free. Pitches it out to the back, who picks up about 3 or 4 yards. Let's see what we got next here. All right, 3rd and goal on the 9. Timeout. Good thing I can go fast through here. Here we go. All right. 3rd and goal on the 9. Trips to the wide side of the field. Quarterback drops. What is this? Looks like all verts again. Back to the back. He makes another cut. So it's all verts. He quarterback dumps it off to the back, and the linebacker comes up and tackles him. So we got 4th down. Now, if Leach were a true revolutionary, and I'm not saying he hasn't done enough, he would have gone for it. But he's no Kevin Kelly, the true football revolutionary, going for it on 4th downs all the time. He kicks a field goal, and it's good. But it was a good offensive series for Washington State. I'm curious why Leach went to that all verts multiple times. I would have thought he had something better than going all verts that close to the end zone. It just doesn't seem like when you're that close in the red zone, you have a lot of room to run all verts. But, I think what he really liked was his back in a one-on-one matchup against their linebacker, and he gave him 2 shots at it, and they couldn't make a move. Linebackers flew up and made the play. So good defensive stop there. In the very end, holding them to a field goal. All right, coaches, hope you enjoyed this. This is something new I thought I'd just try out here. But giving you a feel for the air raid and Coach Leach's philosophy and what he's going through here. I love learning from watching these games, and this is a fun one to learn from, so I'm going to enjoy digging into it even more. All right, coaches, hope your season's going well. If it's not, drop me a note if you got a question, trying to figure something out. I know about this time in the season, things start to happen. You're either feeling pretty good about the future, or you're thinking, oh crap, I got to figure something out. All right. When you start getting the fans and everybody asking you, how come you kept trying to run the ball inside and there was nothing there? Or coach, what's going on there? And you're like biting your tongue, and that it has very little to do with the play calling, but at the same time, you sure as heck wish you had some other plays you could call that would actually work for a change. Because every time you look down at your play call sheet, you're like, none of these plays are going to work against these guys. It's killing me. Anyway, if you are experiencing that, and in that situation, I feel your pain. I've been there. And maybe it's an injury situation. Maybe it's just a skill situation. Maybe it's a Jimmy's and Joe's situation. But I want to encourage you, especially if you're new or younger at trying this, now may be the time. Maybe you got a little bit too ahead of yourself in what you thought you could do offensively. And if you did, guess what? You're like 99% of every other offensive coordinator, offensive coach in the country. We all do it. So don't beat yourself up too bad about it. The important thing is actually recognizing it and adjusting. Okay? So, that playbook that was 50 pages long really only needs to be 20. You got to trim it down. You got to figure out what's really working And then you look at it, and right now you're thinking, all right, I've got a pass game that's really working here and here, or looks good, or one run play that's working. What am I going to do from there? I need more than just that. And it's true, you do need more. You can't do it all with just one play. You need a core group of plays. You need some base passes that you can execute, and you need some screens, especially if you're a spread team. That's the whole point of the spread offense, is to be able to throw the screens. That's why Leach threw the screen and almost scored on it. If you're in that situation, don't fret. Just take stock in what you've gotten, and don't throw it all out. There's some good in there. However, you are going to need to consider some more drastic changes. However, you have to make those changes without making it seem drastic. So make those changes. Believe in what you do. Don't lose faith in your offense or in your ability to coach offensive football. Okay? I think that's the other hard point that is really something coaches don't really talk about, is the fact that you start thinking that you don't know, that you can't make the right play call, or you can't offensive game plan. You can, and you're good at it. You just either, I don't know what it is. I don't know what your situation is, but it's not working right now. So go back to the drawing board. Find some core plays that will work against anything. Make sure you rep those plays against anything and everything, because once defenses get the idea that moving around against you or showing you a look you're not used to works, they're going to keep doing it until you show them that you can stop it. So you got to get back to those rules and fundamentals, and make sure your guys know no matter what they show at you, you're going to block it. Especially teams that blitz. Once they know that they can blitz you and it bothers you, they're going to keep blitzing more, and they won't stop blitzing until you burn them with it. So figure out those plays. How are you going to beat the blitz? And honestly, I do not think the answer is to always throw the ball. I think you need run game solutions for when teams blitz the heck out of you. Okay? And the best run game plays that I have used that work against the blitz are gap run plays. And by a gap run play, I'm referring to a play like power, where you are blocking down or blocking back and kicking out. So power, counter works there as well, because when you get guys blocking down, blocking out, and you can pull against the blitz, then you get you outnumber the defense at the point of attack. And because they're blitzing, now they're vulnerable. They don't have depth in that second level, the linebacker level. So have some gap scheme run plays like power to run, or counter to run against teams that blitz you. And make sure you're really good at blocking them. So you need to have a blitz session, an inside run blitz session. If you're struggling with this, where tell your defensive coordinator to blitz the heck out of you and just run those gap power runs. And if something breaks down, somebody gets through, work on your offensive lineman taking a correct angle to stop penetrating defensive lines, and work on assignments. Make sure that your guys know. Now, I would run that period. I wouldn't blitz every single play. Tell your defensive coordinator to dial it up every 1 to 2 to 3 plays. And that way your guys don't get used to just thinking, oh, I'm always blocking back, I'm always blocking down, there's always somebody coming. No, there's not always somebody coming. You just got to adjust and make the call when somebody does bring the heat on a blitz. All right, coaches, so just thinking about that and thinking about what I would do when I have those issues, I think it could be a critical period and get your guys excited. And when your offense scores in that inside run period, I'd put a goal line out there 10 yards away or 5 yards away, or 2 yards away, depending on how confident your team is right now. Have them blitz the heck out of it and have your offense feel what it feels like to pick up all that pressure and score against it, and then go nuts. Get them super pumped and excited that they can score against that kind of pressure, and say, heck, we want them to blitz. Please blitz us. You saw what we did to it in practice. We're going to do it to them in a game. All right, coaches, I got carried away there, but it really excites me to teach kids how to handle pressure like that. Hopefully that helps you or gives you some ideas with things you can do. All right, I'm wrapping it up now, and have a great week, coaches. Again, shoot me a message if you got a question. I'll try to answer questions on the podcast as well. This is Jason Hansot with the Pro Style Spread Offense, and I'm signing off.